What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Truck Talk, brought to you by me, inspired by my man Chili. I did something special today, man. I went to the grocery store for the first time in a long time. I ain't no dang grocery getter, son. I don't go to that grocery store much. But I went today because it was necessary. And for the short period of time that I was up in the grocery store, I saw 3 people wearing their masks in the grocery store. Now, I live out here in the country, man. So I don't know where you live. Maybe where you live, you walk into the grocery store and I imagine you see, a right good handful of people still wearing their masks. Well, I saw that and I thought, that's sad. But what can I take away from this? Like, what's the good thing? There's got to be something good I could take away from this. And I got to thinking about it, and I said, you know what? You know what the good thing is? I think that we can all agree that if you're still walking around with a freaking mask on your face, I seen one guy too. He had a mask on, and it was just like mesh. It looked like he had made a face covering of chicken wire or hardware cloth. I think that we can all agree if you're still wearing a mask around, you're mentally ill. You are a mentally ill person. Now, what should we do with that information? First of all, we shouldn't hate these people. A lot of them, they really can't help it that they're mentally ill. It's not like they woke up one morning and decided they wanted to be mentally ill. But it's actually good that these individuals here in society are doing something that makes them really stand out. It highlights them, right? So that all of us sane people, when we're walking around in public, at least we can identify the individuals who might just go freaking haywire at any minute. At least we can identify the individuals that, we might want to keep a little extra eye on them, because we know that they're not quite stable, right? I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it is a different world that we live in. A lot of you guys have forgotten. We need to declare a national day of remembrance so that we can all remember the crimes against humanity that were perpetrated by the United States government, by the Canadian government, by European governments, by media personnel, media networks, every media network who shared and put out some piece of information that was a freaking blatant lie and that ended up leading to the harm of people mentally and physically. Every one of them should be held accountable for that. Government officials too. We should declare a national day of remembrance of the crimes against humanity that were perpetrated upon mankind in the year of 2020 by our government and by our media. There's still people suffering from it, by the way. You remember that little shot that they told you all you had to get? You remember the threats the times they threatened you? They said, get ready for a winter of sickness and death. What are we going to do with these people who don't want to take the shot? Subhuman. You remember how they made you feel? You remember how the TSA treated you? Like a daggone criminal? You remember sitting in the airport and people telling on you because you didn't have your mask on, all those mentally ill people, well, we know who they are now. We can keep our eye on them. Yeah. When you guys elect me, I'm going to declare a national day of remembrance so that we don't forget, because you ought not forget. The world today is a lot different than it was even just 4 or 5 years ago. And it ain't going back, buddy. Not no time soon. I love you guys. Just wanted to pass that little piece of word on to you. Don't get mad at these folks out here wearing the mask on. Just look at them and say, actually, you might want to thank them. Thank you for wearing your mask, sir. They're not going to know why you're thanking them, but you're going to know why you're thanking them. If you got anything out of this episode, man, go get you a hat, get you a t-shirt. You guys are the reason all this happens. You guys that support 307 Project, you're the reason Truck Talk exists. It's because of you. And every one of you guys that have spent your hard-earned money to keep my man Chili in the dungeon, I want to say thank you and God bless you. Enough said.